Hey guys, what's up? I hope you guys are having a wonderful Thursday, getting a chance to relax and just do your thing. So weird now that the time, it's getting darker so much earlier, and like it's what? It's not even 6 yet, and it's just almost pitch black outside, it seems like. Anyways, you guys looking forward to Thanksgiving? I'm not. For somebody who watches their weight and has been trying to lose weight once again, it's the worst holiday because my family goes all out with not only your typical turkey, but then they have empanadas, enchiladas, green chili, red chili. I said enchiladas. Um, let's see what else. Barbacoa, fajitas, fucking all the bad Mexican foods you could think of. Fajitas. I don't know why I emphasize the A on that. Fajitas. Anyways, it's just yeah. And then like, hey Hito, why aren't you eating? And Hito is just a word for like son or child. And I'm like, nope, I'm good. Just like on that movie, what was it? Just Friends, I believe it's called. And they go back to the restaurant after he's lost weight and all that stuff, and he's like, "I'll just have a glass of water. I'm full." That's like me. Anyways, um, don't want to go to a happy moment to a sad moment, but it's kind of where I'm going with this. If you guys watched my last video with Sheriff Polk Judge Grady of Polk County, you'll know how hard that video is to watch. God's little miracle, because even she said it herself. You guys have to watch it. It is just absolutely heartbreaking. And to know what that little girl's going to go through for the rest of her life is just. And I want to take a little bit of time to say this. Listen, I've never had to serve in the armed forces. I was in college. I never enrolled or enlisted. So I've never been to war and know what it's like. But working at the VA, my job was to work with people who had a documented disability. And it could be anything from paranoid schizophrenic to PTSD. And there were many a times, instead of having somebody have a big old blow up, I would just bring them in the office and close the door and just talk to them one on one. And it's like vocational counseling. Vocational counseling is just a fancy word for like a job coach, just helping them get back into society. And I know this much. I know it's hard to accept help. I know it's hard to accept talking about your feelings, especially when you've gone through so much. I mean, this isn't about me, but when I lost everything that took me years to build up, it took me forever to open up when I hired a counselor. And she just made me cry all these feelings out that I was just bottled up inside. I mean, when you lose, parenting of your daughter, and co parenting is bullshit. When you lose your dog, when you lose your house, when you lose your job, when you lose freaking. I had a credit score of 800 plus, and she ruined it by opening up credit cards behind my back, and I didn't even know because my key to the mailbox, which she asked, like, hey, can you think your brother can install one of those big brass mailboxes in the front of the house, this and that. I'm like, oh yeah, no problem. And he comes to install it and everything, and a week later my mailbox key goes missing, and I think nothing of it because I used to go on nightly walks, and I'm like, well, it's such a flimsy key, maybe it fell off. The key ring is just real flimsy, and I'm like, maybe it fell off while I was reaching my pocket or something. And so that's how she was able to get away with it. She's making six digits a year, high six digits a year, and lo and behold, I didn't know any of this either, but she was having an affair on her first husband with me, and I'm like a fucking no on that. If I know somebody's with somebody, I don't care how fine she is, There's no fucking way in hell I'm gonna be fucking with her. Nope. I've been cheated on way too many times to do that, and I am not going to do that to somebody else. And when I found out and I contacted him after our divorce, I said, I am so, so sorry. Like, if I had any inclination, because whenever she invited me over, the house looked completely empty, like there wasn't anything there. And uh, there was really no telltale signs that, there was somebody else living there. And, I apologized, and, he cried, I cried, and he found somebody new, thank God. And, she went bankrupt because she had this house now, this gorgeous, beautiful, like 8 bedroom house, 4 bath. I mean, it was just fucking a gorgeous, gorgeous house. And she went bankrupt on it. And so, not being able to file for credit cards, she did it under my name and fucked up my credit. I got it all back, you know, through the courts, which I know pissed her off royally. And she, the more I would do to her, the worse she would do to me. And she always got the best of me. Especially, that's why I always mention I hate Jefferson County, Colorado. They are so fucking prejudiced. And I pray that if there's any authority within the court systems that watch or may come across my videos, that you guys know that I fucking hate how prejudiced Jefferson County court system is. They really are. Anyways, back to what I was saying. So I go and see a counselor, and she just got all these emotions out of me. I was crying like a baby. And, for vets, I've heard stories from my friends. I've worked with them directly every day for 12 years. And, if you're having a hard time, go seek help. It's readily available to you through the VA for free. You've done our country a service. Now go do yourself a service and get some help. Because you don't know all that stuff that's bottled up inside can really lead to something dangerous. And, you see the stories every 4th of July, how, all the sounds, going around you just you get startled because there are moments that you want to forget. But I'm telling you, you guys are worth it. So please, if there's ever any times that you just, break down, or you're driving home and you see something that just starts to make you cry, go seek help. Because the last thing you want to do is turn around and do something terrible to yourself. And a good example of this, there's a young man who lived next door to my uncle. And it was awesome. Here he owns his own house at the age of like 34, 35. Single, had a good job at the post office. We would go to my uncle's house like, every Sunday to watch the games, things like that. And they hadn't seen him for a couple of days. And so they called his family, and his family, goes and does a welfare check, calls the cops to go do a welfare check. And he self-eliminated himself with a shotgun. So you never know who needs what. And I always say, well, friends don't last a lifetime. And it's harder to make friends as you're older because, in school or college, you run into a lot more people. You're around a lot more people every day. And, you have the opportunities to make friends a lot easier. But it's not the same the older you get. You may make a work friend, a buddy, and that may, that helps sometimes, but a lot of the times it's not always like that. So this video doesn't have much to do with what I'm talking about at all. I'm just wanting to make that announcement after that last video because it is hard as fuck to watch. So this next video is about the worst of TikTok, people. I will never open a TikTok page. I don't want to sound pretentious or like, I'm above that shit or whatever. But most of it, like what I've seen is, what the fuck is it with dancing around and like, I don't get it, or doing the same moves. It's like the same music, the same voice, the same, whatever the fuck pointing up is, like, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, it's all clickbait shit. I don't, I mean, that's when you can tell you're getting older. I don't know what the fuck is going on. And I'm like, kids like this shit? I mean, I'm not even that active on Instagram or Twitter. I do my, Facebook. I like that, but I don't know, man. To each their own. Like I said, no judgments here. I just think it's fucking stupid. So this guy, he happens to cover a lot of these topics, and he exploded in popularity from his first video about TikTok, the cringiest, or I forgot how he titles it. And this is part 2 that I've been anxious to see. So let's see what this one's about. So it's the darkest TikTok iceberg part 2. Hope you guys enjoy.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the darkest TikTok iceberg part 2. My most requested video ever on my channel. The last one completely blew up with 800,000 views. So thank you guys so much, because the last time I made the iceberg, we were at 85,000. Now we're closing in on 150,000 subscribers. So if you like my personality by the end of this video, make sure to subscribe, and maybe you could watch the 100,000 celebration, hopefully, because the goal for that one is 50,000 views and 10,000 likes. Anyway, I'm not going to explain how an iceberg works, because this is part 2. Also want to mention that just like last time, this list is not going to be from most known to least known. It is going to be from most tame to most gruesome. Should credit.
Almost fucked up the entire video, but I'm sure you guys didn't mind looking at my mug for a little bit. You didn't miss much. Sorry. Almost completely forgot again. Jeez. Come on, get your shit together, Cisco. Alright, here we go.
Credit me. A lot of people have been reacting to my old video and they don't credit me in the description. Only one channel.
I'll credit you.
Please, if you're gonna react to this, credit me. Also, I want to let you guys know I'm not only an iceberg channel. I know a bunch of you found me through that part 1, but I am not an iceberg channel. I love making morbid videos, basically. So if you like that, make sure to subscribe. But I make whatever I want. So if you guys like my personality, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And yeah, let's get started with the iceberg part 2. The tip. Faking disabilities part 2. Last time we talked about faking disabilities, we spoke about this man that was just pretending to be disabled in general. There was no specific disorder that he was faking. It was just, he didn't even explain it. That's how bad it was. But you guys were telling me in the comments that a lot of people fake Tourette syndrome and multiple personality disorder, aka DID. I always knew about these, but the reason I didn't include it in the original video is because I didn't want to call anyone out in case I called out the wrong person, and let's just say that person actually does have Tourette's. I would look like a horrible person. But luckily, someone was called out, and they were called out because they were faking Tourette's and they were caught. A user by the name of @TixandRoses.
So it was real odd to with Tourette's, because my former best friend, I would notice, like, first to start off, him giving me rides home, and then then just bullshitting him coming over, hanging out, and then us going places, always jamming out to E40. It was about one of the few hip-hop groups I liked and loved, D40, and we were always bumping E40. And every once in a while I would notice him go like, and I'm like, maybe I didn't pay no mind to it at first. Then he would, do it again, a few times later that we would hang out. So one time he's like looking at me and he does that, and I'm like, what's up? He's like, fuck you. And I'm like, what? Like, what did I do wrong? He's like, I fucking have Tourette's. I'm like, how the fuck was I supposed to know that? You didn't tell me anything. Like, he didn't curse or, go into that full, like, like how Eric Cartman did. That's the best example I could give, because I don't know how, I've never met any others, and I've seen videos. But knowing somebody personally on the level that I knew him, like, I never heard him like bust out in full, curse modes or anything like that. So it was a very small case of Tourette's. But yeah, I mean, once I explained to him, I swear to God, I didn't know. I had no idea that what Tourette's is, and this is, I'm a freshman in high school, like. My bad. Like, I wasn't trying to make fun of you or anything. Then, all is forgiven. But, yeah, like, I know it could come, pretty severe. And thankfully, he didn't get it pretty severe. But he ended up with a lot of, like, a fucked up heart problem, which such a young age as, and I didn't even press on pause, did I? Did I press on pause? I did, yay! This time I did. Yeah, he ended up with some fucked up heart problems at like before he was even 30. That's fucked up. As far as I know, he's doing well and good, but one of our the third member of our crew, he passed away, and there's many stories as to why, but I'm only believing one of them. Anyways, let's go with this. Let's get back to it.
TikTok showing their daily struggles dealing with this disorder. Though when they had a tic attack, this person was smiling throughout the experience. If you know anyone that has had a tic attack, you know that it's a painful and irritating experience, not something that you smile about and get giddy about. Anyway, this person was found out to be faking this because 1, people with real Tourette's were calling them out, and 2, they had a second account focused on crystals, energy, and astronomy, where, surprise, they had no tics at all throughout these TikToks, and the live streams on that TikTok account. Eventually, their sister posted on Reddit explaining that they had never shown any signs of tics as children. She goes on to explain that they want nothing to do with the family anymore, but they are mentally ill. Now, in the case of multiple personality disorder, aka dissociative identity disorder, there are a bunch of posts on the subreddit called r/fake disorder cringe, where a bunch of users are being called out. However, I'm not going to be calling out any specific users for the multiple personality disorder, because I simply don't want to.
Amen.
But what I will say is, if there are people faking Tourette's, I'm sure there are a bunch of other people faking all kinds of disorders on TikTok. Cryptic translations. In late 2020, early 2021, users found out that typing re into the comment section and then clicking translate would lead to creepy messages such as, "It's crying, it's weeping." Cry, what is the meaning of the word? It cries out behind you. Suffering, it's alright. At first, I thought people were just changing the code or, basically glitching out the TikTok system in order to make these comments look creepy. But no, it was a genuine glitch that anyone could do. You could type it out and it would translate to that. But trying it out now in 2021, it seems like it has been patched by TikTok. So, I got it to work on one comment, if that means anything. But the question is why? Why does re translate to these odd translations? According to Google Translate, the word re and its variations could be translated to Maori, an endangered language spoken by one of the indigenous tribes of New Zealand. According to the Maori dictionary, the word re means to be angry, annoyed, or enraged. It does not mean Rihanna. The word ear, on the other hand, is detected as Shona, or I'm not going to pronounce that, I'm going to butcher that, one of the native languages of Zimbabwe and South Africa. So at the end of the day, it seems like TikTok was going off the Maori definition of re, but it would glitch out because it interferes with the other languages, leading to some very messed up translations. Confused_me too. Confused_me too is a TikTok account that one of you guys said I should include. So while editing this video, the account actually got taken down. But I think I described it with enough details for you guys to understand what's going on. So I'm just gonna put some stock images as I talk about the account. Also, I really want this in the Iceberg because I want to let you guys know to not believe everything you see on TikTok. The account only has 2 posts, and one of them shows someone squirming around in a garbage bag, and the other shows a river. The song playing in the background is I Feel Fantastic by Tara the Singing Android, a video we covered on the Darkest YouTube Iceberg. Anyway, the watermark says the video belongs to Devin KB816, but it seems that account has been deleted. I do think this is fake because, come on, it just looks so staged. It's like some teenagers just wanted to prank the TikTok community. And also, if you were a real murderer, first of all, you wouldn't upload this. Second, if that person in the bag shouldn't have their feet out because then you can see their skin color. Now you can tell that they're a light-skinned person. All the community in that area would have to do is see who's been missing recently that can match that skin color and, probably trace it back. And that was just me thinking about that. Imagine what detectives would be able to do. So yeah, I wanted to include this on this list on the tip because, guys, don't believe everything you see on TikTok. And imagine, I mess up, this actually is, real. Suffocating flies trend. In 2020, a new trend began emerging where users would trap flies in syringes and squeeze the bottom, alluding to the idea of the fly being squished.
Okay, so I understand and get the importance of hunting. You have kind of like on Wedding Crashers, oh, Mr. Environmentalist is a hunter, and then he goes on to explain, there's overabundance of, quails and they're, endangering the grub population. Do you have a fucking problem with that, Jeremy? I could almost verbatim that whole movie just because of my massive crush on Rachel McAdams and Vanessa Carlton. But anyways, neither here nor there. Anything living is, I believe, sentient. And I know they just made a big old deal about this in England about if fish or lobsters or things like that were sentient. And, when you're boiling them alive, they all feel pain. Why do you think they escape or hide from predator? Because they don't want to fucking get killed. They don't want to get eaten. They don't want to, suffer. So, of course, they're sentient. And while flies and fleas are known to spread just nasty ass shit, I mean, what's wrong with the quick fly swatter? Or chopsticks? I was joking about the last one. But I wouldn't make it fucking suffer. I mean, I hate flies as much as the next ones. The only ones that I believe, honestly, that aren't sentient are fucking mosquitoes. I hate mosquitoes like none other. I will make those sons of bitches. I'll go out there with a freaking full can of Aquanet Pink and a lighter and just, yeah. Those aren't sentient. Those are fucking demons from hell. They really are. But flies and all that stuff, other than flies, or other than mosquitoes, I wouldn't make it suffer. That's fucked up.
To death. Most of the times they wouldn't squish the fly, at least on video, but sometimes they would actually post it. This is a rare case where someone actually claims they made the trend. The user goes by DJSHBDBDB, and his bio read, "Squishing fly at 50k. I really started a fly and syringe trend now." This user has since changed his name and gotten banned due to violating community guidelines. I saw some people arguing in the comment section saying, "Wow, Gen Z is so soft, we're really protecting flies now," but that's not the point of the argument. No shit, we all kill flies when they're flying around in our room. But it's just really stupid when people do shit like this for clout. Dog, everyone kills flies, but it takes a special kind of person to trap a fly, put it in a syringe, start squeezing the bottom of it, and then post it for TikTok clout and make your bio, "Squishing fly at 50k. The surface. Skinwalker dog. Before I get into this, let's go over the definition of skinwalker. In Navajo culture, a skinwalker is a type of harmful witch who has the ability to turn into, possess, or disguise themselves as an animal. One day, a woman posted a TikTok of her dog opening the door from inside the bathroom. She screams, "Oh my god," as the dog looks at her and closes the door again. The comments were full of people telling her that her dog was a skinwalker. Look, if the doorknob was spherical, then yeah, I would be creeped out too. But the owners then showed that the doorknob was one of those lever type doorknobs. So, that's how the dog opened the door. There is a whole community on TikTok dedicated to finding skinwalkers, but let's be honest, most of them are fake or just misunderstood. Bolivia College Incident. The Bolivia College Incident is another one of those situations where users would just upload these shock videos onto TikTok until they get taken down, because that's how a lot of you guys told me you guys found this video. Anyway, this clip showed a bunch of college students on the 4th floor all cluttered up together. Eventually, the railing breaks and students begin falling to their deaths. It's so scary seeing this one girl about to fall to her death, but is pulled up by a colleague. Usually I know about these shock videos that go around, but I had no idea that this even happened. So thank you guys for informing me. Also, to the people posting this to get clout or likes or just shock value, you're fucking weird, bro. You're a weird piece of shit. The body. TikTok day. April 24th, 2021 was no longer a normal day. Instead, it became TikTok's day. I'm sure you all remember this because the news seemed to have went mainstream, considering my mom was talking to me about it because it was being talked about on Univision. But yes, this was supposed to be a day where guys would go out and girls? I don't think anything happened though. I read a lot of articles about it, but no one really said anyone got hurt. At least I hope so. I hope no one got hurt on April 24th. The person who started this trend can't really be traced. It didn't seem like there was a person. It seemed like it was just a community that did it all at once. So, yeah. Update on cat killer's identity. In part 1, we talked about the lady cat killer that would go on Omegle with the tag furry from 12 a.m. to 2 a.m. and would show off skinned and burned cats. She would also go on TikTok basically having fun that she wasn't caught. And in the video, I said that the authorities did get involved, but I did not mention who she was because I thought the internet never found out, which was stupid of me because this is the internet. The cat killer was found out to be Crystal Cherica Scott, a 19-year-old woman in Indiana who apparently sold Animal Crush videos on the internet. She would go on websites looking for families that were giving away their pets and then proceed to kill them on video. When searching her home, FBI agents recovered numerous animal parts and skulls that were consistent of the size of cats and dogs. Agents also discovered approximately 3 live dogs, 12 live cats, and several lizards. Scott is facing up to 7 years in prison, 3 years of supervised release, and a maximum fine of $250,000. Foreigner challenge. So the foreigner challenge is something I witnessed people talking about, but never saw any of the videos themselves. I mean, thank God, because this seems horrible. So this was a trend that started in April of 2020, where people would post compilations, like little fan edits of themselves, basically, with Pop Smoke's song Foreigner playing in the background. Rest in peace, Pop Smoke. You cannot say pop and forget the smoke. Except the people in these edits would put their into these edits, which is already weird for TikTok. I mean, that's against community guidelines, but the reason this foreigner challenge blew up was because...
Hey, I don't know what that means. That's a slang for something, but let me know.
The main people doing this were minors. Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
Little girls. I don't know why. I don't know either. But basically a bunch of like bigger TikTok influencers were just like calling this out and telling like people to report these videos right when they saw them and, you know, trying to stop it basically. And I guess it worked because I've never seen one to this day. Again, thank God I haven't. Suitcase murders. In the summer of 2020, teenagers were using an app called Randonautica. This app provides you with totally random coordinates within a set radius. You can then choose if you'd like to adventure to that point. Honestly, it seems like a fun app. I might even download it after this video. No, this is not a sponsor. But in this case, these teens were led to some rocks on the beach. While there, they discovered a suitcase that they said smelled horrible. After recording some of it, they called the police, and authorities later discovered that there were human remains inside of that suitcase. The man was 27-year-old Austin Wenner, who was killed by a gunshot wound. Police also connected this to another body they had found a month before near the same location. And that body belonged to 35-year-old Jessica Lewis, who was his girlfriend and died from multiple gunshot wounds. The killer hasn't been found to this day. Also, the family's GoFundMe is linked down in the description in case anyone wants to visit it and donate. Abyss. TikTok Bangladesh human trafficking. In June of this year, Bangladeshis were shocked when they saw a video circulating on WhatsApp. The video showed an almost 4-minute clip of a woman being ganked and tortured by 4 men and 1 woman. Authorities got involved and were able to save this woman, which was a victim of human trafficking. The reason this is on the Iceberg is because a popular TikTok influencer who went by the name of Babo not only and trafficked the women in the video, but also would use his social media clout to lure 50 other women into a cross-border human trafficking ring between Bangladesh and India. Traffickers use TikTok and Facebook groups to find women in Bangladesh. They were lured to India under the false premise of either shooting videos or finding employment. And that's sick. Imagine like a struggling woman in Bangladesh looking for a job, looking for employment, just to be lured into one of these
The fuck is wrong?
puberty advice pages. In May of this year, an account on TikTok began gaining traction called Puberty Helper 101. The goal of this page was to help little girls go through puberty and deal with the changes their bodies were going through. But eventually, people found out that the owner behind the account was a grown man. It was even more disturbing when the account posted this: "Hey guys, I'm going to pick 3 of you randomly and DM you and give you my phone number to help you and talk you through anything you need. If any of you would find this helpful, write in the comments and maybe I'll pick you up." What the fuck? This TikTok account was banned shortly after the whole TikTok community found out it existed. Blackout challenge. In April of this year, a 12-year-old boy by the name of Joshua passed away due to attempting the quote-unquote blackout challenge. This challenge consisted of choking yourself until you passed out. Joshua's twin brother ended up finding him unconscious on the bathroom floor. This resulted in Joshua being brain dead and being on life support for 19 days until eventually passing away. Their GoFundMe is also linked down in the description. They're almost near their goal. Their goal is $200,000. Yeah, if you guys want to donate, then donate, but rest in peace to Joshua. Rest in peace. 1444 video. The 1444 video is another video that would circulate around TikTok, just like the Ronnie McNutt video and the Bolivia college incident. This 2019 video showed a teenage Russian boy sitting on his couch saying a quote and then shooting himself in the head with a semi-automatic rifle. The way this video got its name is unknown, but I'm sure someone just button mashed, you know, just 1444. But it was actually uploaded to YouTube with the name 1444 and was left up for 3 days. So YouTube just didn't take it down for 3 days straight. Anyway, the young man in the video went by Gleb, and I'm not gonna pronounce his last name, I'm gonna butcher that. And the story goes, and I quote, "According to friends, the young man decided to commit after a quarrel with his girlfriend on the basis of jealousy. Against the backdrop of personal problems, this event became a fatal, irrevocable moment, after which the young man decided on a desperate step. Beloved Gleb was a 17-year-old Muscovite Elsa Gumirova. Girl showed no interest in the last hours of the young man's life, and didn't even go to the broadcast. She refuses to comment on what happened. Yeah, I think that's probably a translated paragraph, because the English wasn't that good on that. Please take this as a grain of salt, because that was submitted by an anonymous user. He was live streaming this on VK, which is a social media in Russia. Before he commits, he says a quote, and that quote translates to, "Nikita, if you tell my parents about this too quickly, I'll get you from beyond the grave. I know that you have their phone numbers." Anyway, how does the saying go? Neon Polka. Neon Polka is a reference to another Russian person that also committed. And that person actually laid on train tracks and was, I don't even know how I could say that, but her head came off on the train tracks, and her last post on social media said Neon Polka, and it became like a meme in Russia, I guess. So you say that before you commit. Yeah, to make matters even worse, Gleb's mother had to manually remove the video from his account. So she had to sign in and delete it, because I guess VK just wasn't taking it down. Chao Kiyome. Chao Kiyome was an Asian TikTok influencer with over 100,000 followers who was also a crane operator. She would make videos showing her daily life and made innocent videos. One day, while live streaming, she accidentally misstepped on the crane and fell 160 feet to her death. There is a video of this, but it doesn't show anything because the phone's just like rapidly spinning in the air. Yeah, I mean, rest in peace to her. I don't know if this was one of those like shock videos where people would just post it on TikTok. I'm sure it was. If you guys are telling me in the comments, I mean, I'm sure people would post this too.
You know, I have a massive, there's two phobias I have in my life that I'm massively afraid of. Heights and drowning. I don't know how we got into this sick topic or conversation, but it's like, you know, which way would you rather die? Set on fire or drown? I'm like, oh, fucking, I'd rather be set on fire than drown. But he's like, you know, I'm fucking crack, this and that. I'm like, it's a known fact that after not being steamed, because being steamed is different. Like if you jumped into a fucking exceedingly hot pool, you know, like one of those, let's say, you know, a Yellowstone, one of those hot ass fucking, you know, I'm at a loss here for words. But if you were to jump into one of those and, you know, it started to steam your body alive and you got saved, 9 times out of 10, you're going to end up with second-degree burns, which hurts a hell of a lot more than third-degree burns. Third-degree burns, however, they kill your nerves on your outside. So while you're left disfigured and scarred for the rest of your life, it is told, I don't know, but it's just from what I read, that it's not as painful as if it were second degree burns. Now, a lot of people who have gone through this say, you know, after a while, your body can go into shock, cardiac arrest, many different things, you know, a high release of adrenaline or endorphins that you don't even feel the pain anymore. I know when I cut the shit out of my leg, and I've shown it on this page several times, it cuts so deep past my nerves that I didn't feel it. I just looked at my friends and their faces were white as sheets, and I'm like, what's up? Like, dude, your fucking leg. Look down and there's like a chunk like this thick. You could see all the way down on my bone. And so yeah, drowning, oh my God. Like being in an unescapable position in the water, and I can't even imagine it. And on top of that, it takes longer to drown in salt water than what it does fresh water. So thank God I live in Colorado, far from the beaches. I love the beach, and I'm a very, very good swimmer. I've said this many times, you know, my mother was a single mother, you know, working some pretty damn good jobs, and she did everything she could to keep, you know, my brother and I busy. And I did freaking kung fu, I did taekwondo, I did boxing, I did, you know, basketball, of course, football. I did it all. And I mean, you know, swimming lessons at the YMCA, and you know, I'm a very good swimmer, but yeah, if you're gonna have me diving or something, I'd be like, nope, I'm good. I'm good.
which is so fucked up. Stillborn TikTok. Mothers coping with the loss of their unborn children isn't anything new. I guess it just comes to a shock to people when they see it on TikTok or any other form of social media. The loss of a child is a pain I never want to feel, let alone a child that you never got to meet. Most women cope with this loss by holding the child in their arms and pretending that they're alive, even if it's just for a few hours. Usually it's done right after the delivery, I guess. A lot of you guys were telling me about these mothers that go through these traumatic experiences, and I feel like you guys wanted me to really go in on it, but I'm not. It's just these women coping with a horrible scenario. If it's how they cope, then let them. And if you don't like it, then keep scrolling.
No, I do keep scrolling because you know what? There are just some things in life that you just don't fucking put on blast for everyone out there to see and hear. You know, if friends and family are, know what happened, leave it at that. If somebody, puts you on blast on Facebook and like, I'm so sorry for, you having to go through that, stillborn, situation. Okay, fine. But to fucking, what the hell is wrong with people? Like, you see so many people that are in help, that are in need, that are in danger, and they're fucking there with their phones filming it rather than jumping in there and help. I do not get it.
Even in the case of this one woman everyone was attacking because she seemed quote-unquote happy in her videos. Now, I understand everyone on the internet is going to have an opinion on a woman holding a dead child. And yeah, smiling while holding a dead body is something I'm sure none of us would expect to see. But I hope none of us have to go through what this woman had gone through. And not only her, but the millions of other women that deal with this that just don't post about it. If you see any of these videos on your For You page, don't be rude. Just keep scrolling. Sierra Halseth and Aaron Guerrero. 16-year-old Sierra Halseth and 18-year-old Aaron Guerrero were dating for some time, but Sierra's father did not approve of their relationship. The reason for the unapproval is unknown. Perhaps it was the fact that he was 18 and she was 16? Anyway, these two teenagers ended up murdering Sierra's father due to him not approving of them being together. The creepy part is that they posted this TikTok acting like it was a normal thing to do.
I don't know what to say.
Welcome back to our YouTube channel. After murdering Day 3 after murdering somebody.
Wow! Don't put that on camera.
The father had been stabbed to death and his body was set on fire. His body was found in his own garage. Cops say Sierra and Aaron then took off in her dad's car right after the event. They were arrested days later 400 miles away in Salt Lake City after apparently trying to dodge a train fare. The teens were also caught on camera buying these tools such as like bleach and other cleaning products like if they were gonna clean up the murder scene. The teens have been charged with murder but haven't entered a plea. If convicted, Guerrero could face the death penalty. Because she is a minor, Sierra faces life in prison. CP/Gore profile pictures. Again, you guys requested this, but this one's pretty self-explanatory. I'm happy I haven't seen any of these, but you know how on TikTok there was like an update a couple updates ago where you can now set your profile picture and you can also set like a video profile picture. So I think people were abusing the video profile picture thing, and whenever you would click on their account, it would play a clip of CP or Gore, which is so like, bro, why? You're weird. Yeah, I'm assuming there was I don't even that's gross. I don't even want to talk about that anymore. So yeah, that's it for part 2 of the darkest TikTok iceberg. I think we're done because it was even hard to come up with this list. If I earned your like and if I earned your subscription, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. My next video is going to be a really nice video. It's not an iceberg. Like I said, I am not an iceberg channel. Okay. So don't get that in your head that I'm an iceberg channel. I talk about anything I want and just like in a documentary video essay type genre. But yeah, that's it for this video. I'll see you guys next time I upload.
So, what I expected, a bunch of young punks, kids doing stupid shit. I've heard of them doing Benadryl challenges. I've heard of them doing some of the dumbest shit imaginable. And to each their own, I guess. I don't know. I know there was one guy who put it on Reddit that he was going to take 100 or 200, either 170 or 270 Benadryl. And of course he died. Duh. What do you expect? But anyways, guys, I hope you found this interesting for those of you who are TikTokers. Like I said, I'm not talking shit because I don't do TikTok, but I'm just saying, like, it's not for me. It's not for everybody. So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Still looking to, get those subscribes up. This last 28 days saw, a big rise. And I'm looking to continue to do the same. So, tell a friend. Maybe they'll tell a friend. They'll tell a friend. And see if I can get this out there. I also, at the behest of some of my subscribers, started a Twitter and an Instagram account. I posted some, random shit on there. But my Twitter account, God, I still haven't got these. Well, let's start. My Instagram account is Cisco, CIS as in Sam, CO 213RZ. That's on Instagram. And Twitter is at Francisco FRANCISCO, R as in Robert, Z as in zebra, the third. Not the whole word spelled off, just capital I. I have a twin, and then of course my dad. And I'm the third. So that's me on Twitter. So yeah, until next time, guys, I'm going to be uploading a couple more videos tonight that I hope you guys enjoy. So until then, see you soon.